Hey everyone, this is Victoria of Vixie's Vanity Vault, and in today's video I'll be showing you the must-have makeup product every beginner needs in their starter kit. So let's get into the video. We'll be starting off with skin prep, and for skin prep, if there's anything you need, is a good moisturizer. And as an oily skin girly, I just use my SPF as my face moisturizer and sun protection. So the SPF I'm currently using is the Hatomugi SPF 50, and if you know this particular sunscreen, you know that it is very moisturizing and hydrating. So first things first, you need to hydrate your face properly. So this next section will be primers, and as an oily skin girl, what I use are mostly mattifying primer. So I do hear some people saying primer is not important, while some like me believes that primer is important, especially if you have an oily skin. The two primers I make use of to mattify my face is first this Zaron oil block mattifier, and this one gives off milk of magnesia vibes, but it is actually good. And then the other primer I make use of, which is also what I used today for this look, is the classic mattifying primer, and I prefer the tube one to the pumping one because it's just easier to make use of. So these are the two primers I can recommend for any oily skin person. Now, if you are dry skin or combination skin, then you have the choice of not using a primer. But if you want to make use of a primer, the one I can recommend is from Blossom, and it is their Get a Grip primer. So this one is like a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip or that Elf gripping primer, and it is good and hydrating. I also use it even though I'm an oily skin girl. I do use it sometimes, which is why I have it. The next section I want to talk about is your brushes and your tools. Most definitely you need to have a makeup sponge. Makeup sponge, you can get a makeup sponge from anywhere. This one now is from Beauty Line by Didi. I don't know if you can see the inscription on it. So this one now is from Beauty Line by Didi. I also have this one from iMagic. This one I bought it for like 3,000, and I think I bought this one for like 1,005 from iMagic. And I don't know if there's a difference, but they are both good. So you can get any makeup sponge from anywhere as long as the place sells makeup. I'm 100% sure you'll be able to find a good makeup sponge. Just make sure you feel it and it is soft enough, so it should do the work. So I've spoken about these brushes, and as you can see, I made use of them for this makeup look I have on, and they are very good. Also, another tool you can get is a powder puff. It is also really nice. With this makeup brush and makeup sponge, that is all you need for your brushes and your tools. Then the next one is obviously foundation. So now I know people don't really make use of foundation these days for their everyday look, but still having a foundation in your makeup stash is very essential for the moment where you want to go all out, or if you're like me and you have hyperpigmentation. I know you can't see it under this makeup, but I have hyperpigmentation, and using a foundation is essential for me. So when choosing your foundation, it is always advisable that you choose a shade that is slightly darker than you, and you also want to understand your undertone. That is, if you have a warm undertone or cool undertone or neutral undertone. So if you have one trick you can use to know your undertone is through your vein. So if your vein is green, then you have a warm undertone. If it comes off bluish purplish, then it is cool. And then if you can see both green and blue, then you most likely have a neutral undertone. However, the easiest way to be sure of your perfect foundation shade is to go physically to a makeup store and get your shade tested. So now just don't listen to what the makeup salesperson will say. They need to apply the foundation on your jaw. Once that is done, you need to look into a mirror. If possible, I need you to go out under the sun and look. Don't, and they should not blend the foundation. Once they apply it, it should not be blended with your hand. Just place it there like that. Go out under the sun to make sure the foundation that is unblended on your jaw is still similar to your complexion, because if they blend it out, you might still think it is your foundation shade, but it will be slightly lighter than you. And then just because it is minimal, by the time you now apply like one pump or two pumps when you're at home, you will see that it is not your actual skin tone or complexion. So that is a very important tip I can give you to be sure of your foundation shade. You definitely need a concealer. So when getting a concealer, I'll advise you to get a concealer that you can use for contour, and then a concealer that you can use for your to highlight your under eyes. Make sure the concealer you get is the same with your undertone, and then just apply it to be sure that it complements your skin tone. So getting a lighter shade and a darker shade is a must-have when buying a concealer. Then going to our brows, you always need a brow pencil, whether your brow is full or sparse, but you need a brow pencil, and everybody knows the Davis brow pencil. There are other ones. I have the one from Classic, I have the one from Flawless Ivy, I have the one from various. This one too is from Blossom. I don't even know if this is a brow pencil or lip pencil, but it is brown. So yeah. And that's another beautiful thing about this pencil. You can also use them as a lip pencil. So a brow pencil is very essential. So these days we've now come to use and love eyebrow gels. So you can get an eyebrow gel either in a clear form like this or like this. So this one is a tinted brow gel, and it just comes in this way. I use this one from Beauty Line by Didi. Why this one is from Milban Beauty, but they are literally the same shade. So I use either of them to just fill in my brows on a daily basis, or you can go in with this clear brow gel. This one is from Dame or Bramnetic, I don't know what to call them. So this clear brow gel, and then your brow pencil, just to make sure your brows are lifted and stays in place. As you can see, my own brow is lifted, and all I had to use was this. So your choice. And I know that people use their edge control as brow gel as well, so you can consider doing that, because this one even looks like a mini edge control. Now, yeah, let's go to powders. So now for powder, since it is a personal makeup kit, I will only advise you to get a compact powder that is in your shade. I'll advise you to get a compact powder that is in your shade. I'm sorry, the light is cutting. This one is from CPD. It is in my shade. And then you get a face definer. So the beautiful thing about face definer is that it has a darker powder for you to contour with, then this lighter powder for you to brighten your under eye, and then this is a kind of highlighter or bronzer, whatever it is. It's shimmery. So that is why I will advise you to get a face definer and a compact powder. The other reason you are getting a compact powder in single form is for when you want to go out and need to touch up. So you cannot be going out with a powder palette. I know people are always saying that you should get a powder palette, but you only get a powder palette if you have extra money, because it's basically the same thing. What you'll be using in the powder palette is your shade, a brighter shade and a contour shade, which is this already. Now after getting this, either of these two, if you so choose, you can get a loose setting powder. Then blush. Blush is not optional. You can see my face, you can see my cheeks, you can see what it did. It brought color to my face. So blush is not optional, and sadly or happily, Nigerian brands don't make single blush shades like the compact powder. They always come in a palette, which is not a bad thing for me, because especially this one, I love this Who's That Girl blush palette because it has all the shade I will ever need for a blush. You can just get this type of palette, Who's That Girl, and other brands too, they sell their own shades of blush, but blush is not optional. You need it. So another makeup product that is essential will be your mascara. So this one is from Blossom, but this one is the ever popular Kiss Beauty Mega Impact mascara. So you definitely need the mascara. Just get this Kiss Beauty because it is very affordable, and I don't know why people spend a lot of money on mascara. Maybe one day I'll know, but for now I don't want to know. And then a liquid liner and black pencil. So if you want to define your eyes, I did not do that today, I just used the mascara. But if you want to define your eyes, you know, line your own waterline, you can make use of the pencil, black pencil. And then for your cat eye and wing, you can use the liquid black liner pencil thing. So yes, it's actually very important to have it just for those days where you want to, you know, do something extra. Very important. And then to our lips, you definitely need a lip liner. So my advice to you is to just get a brown lip liner. This one is still from Davis, and then I have this wine lip liner from Classic. So they are the two lip liners I make use of mostly. I don't have any other color of lip liner. Maybe I do. Okay, fine, I do have other colors, but these are the main ones I use all the time, either a wine lip liner or this brown lip liner. So you need a lip liner for your lips just to define it and to make sure your lipstick or whatever you're applying next doesn't smear. And then if you want, you can get a lip stain. What we usually call liquid lipstick is actually a lip stain. So just get a nude one if you so wish. It smells nice. Nude one, or if you are like me, just get this pigmented lip gloss. So various brands actually have their pigmented lip gloss. So yeah, either a lip stain or a pigmented lip gloss, or the very oldie but goodie lipstick. So it's your choice to make in any shade or color you want. Again, when choosing lip products, I will advise you, especially lipstick or lip design, I will advise you to be there physically so you can choose the one that is your favorite and then repurchase online later. Last but not the least is your setting spray and your fixing spray, and I use this one as a setting spray, just like to hydrate the face and make the product sit well. And then this one is like the final touch up. I just use it to seal up everything, to fix everything and keep the makeup in place. So that is why you can see my makeup is still strong, even though I filmed the video a while ago and then went out, did other things, came back to film this one. So yeah, this one is from Omari Code. Oh, sorry, no. This one is from So Pro. It's like this, very nice. And then this is from MS Metics. If you don't want to get a setting spray, you can just use the good old rose water, but a fixing spray is always a good idea, especially if you have an oily skin. Then if you're feeling fly, you got extra money to spend, you want to just do something extra for yourself, you can always get an eyeshadow. Yes, in this video I just made use of the contour powder, that is this face definer. I just use the contour powder on my eyes, but maybe for weddings, or you just want to be extra, a good eyeshadow palette is always a good idea. And one eyeshadow palette I will always recommend is the CPD Alter Ego palette. So it has the side that has colors to it, which is really nice. Maybe you are going for a wedding or an outing and you just feel like using colors, this is really good. And then on the other side, this is the colorful part, and then on this side it has the nude or neutral tones, which is really nice. So yeah, you can just get this CPD Alter Ego. It is 2-in-1 and it is really nice. It is pigmented, it is nice, it blends in well, and it retails for maybe 10,000 naira now. Another eyeshadow palette that I can recommend is this one from Zikil, which is the Rios palette. So this one also has great shade range. As you can see, there are browns and there are colorful shades as well, and it probably retails for 10,000 naira. But my money is on this Alter Ego because it has more options than this one. So yes, I believe that is all. So these are all the products I can recommend for any beginner, and as you can see, most of them are Nigerian brand products or products you can easily access in Nigeria. So if this video was helpful, please leave a comment. I always ask for a comment. Subscribe to my channel, and yes, I'll see you in my next one.